Do you want to show a quick example of a site that has active information?
Sure. Let's do coastal power vacuum. So in this case, we've got information here. It lets you know, are there pages that are not working? Do they have errors? This case, he's got 16 valid pages. That's awesome for us. We're done well for the mobile. So that's good. We
Show the performance. That's all. I
okay,
just
I'm
want to get people
getting there.
excited.
So we're going to go to performance tab, the second one down on the left hand menu there, and you'll see clicks, total impressions, the average click through rate, and then the average position. And then you can see how all these as menu items. Mm. And so you can see all kinds of keywords that you'll be showing up for, and then you can improve your click-through rate for them as well. And so, yeah, and you can also extend this out. 16 months is the longest date range that Google will offer in Search Console. And you can see, your overall time, how many impressions you've been getting for these things generally. Again, we'll dive into this a lot more in Search Console and how you can use this to really knock it out of the park with your SEO and your content strategy. But yeah, now we've gotten the three things installed, right? We did the Search Console, the Tag Manager, the Google Analytics 4. So the last little bit that we're going to do is just the quick setup for the Google Analytics 4. Again, we would have taught a slightly different one if we hadn't got the notification for the class that the UA is going away. There's filters that we would have set up. In this case, we're going to start in Google Analytics 4. So in the account, yes.
Can you hit the back arrow in the vertical menu at the top beside property?
On the left-hand side, top
Thank you.
left.
Yeah, top left. Okay, so if you see this account, I just want to point this out because there are one significant difference between Google Analytics and Google Analytics 4, and we can easily show you because notice how Google this. So can you increase the size of the screen? Awesome. So you're going to notice, all right, there's three columns, right? The first column is your accounts, right? If you click that down arrow beside Search and Social Geeks at the top, right, you can see that you'll have different accounts. So your clients or could have different accounts. You could choose as a business owner, if you have two businesses, to have two different accounts. For instance, for West Coast Massage Therapy, you could actually have two different accounts for the two different analytics, or you could have one account and two properties. Now, if you look at the second column, if you see three columns, it means you're under Universal, and Universal's always depicted with the UA. And then Universal has this option where you have views, right? That's how you can always tell if you're in Universal. If you're in GA4, as Phelan's going to show you, as soon as you move to the GA4 property in your account, it changes it. You only have two. So this is a constant thing. People seem to struggle with account, property, and views, but just know Google Universal Analytics has account, property, view, and Google Analytics 4 has account and property. Thanks, Phelan.
Yeah. Just to clarify with what, or build on what Pip said as well, it is recommended by Google that if you have a different business, but it has multiple websites under it, like the West Coast Massage, like your two, to have it as the properties and have the account be the West Coast Massage School, and then the properties would be the different websites.
And this is where we actually come into a lot of issues with other agencies. So if you look at this, I need account access if I'm going to set up Google Analytics 4. A lot of agencies used to set up Google Analytics where the agency owned the account and every business under the account was a property, right? So, which means that if a company leaves that agency, they lose all their data. So if you are running an agency and you really want to pay attention to this, because you always want to set up the account owner or the account with the owner in mind. It's not about the agency, it's about the owner. The owner deserves full access to their data, and they deserve to be able to take that information with them no matter where they go. And the only way to do that is to set up separate accounts for them.
Yes, it is. Yeah, some people do, unfortunately, do the properties underneath, and it's very annoying. One quick way for you to tell if they are having a different property is if they have the old UA tag, and it would have UA dash and then the number and then -1 up to 50. So if you see larger than 1, it means that it's another property underneath an account. And you'll be able to see pretty quickly that, yeah, I'm not,
Show Side Inc. as an example, because we have,
yeah.
so
Oh, we have a couple of people that are actually under that one, real estate. So this one was one where this was, oh, it's not as obvious. So yeah, let's do the
go up
side.
to all accounts and then you go into side. That's what you do. all
Yeah, no, I've
accounts.
got it here.
Okay.
But they only have the GA4, right? Yeah, these ones.
But notice how when you're inside, so go back to the admin settings. Right. So
Yeah,
when
and
you're
then-
inside, right, you can see GA4, but
Yeah,
we
but
don't have,
we can't
we can't see
create a
more.
pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
can't
that's-
create a property, and we can't see the set account settings. Like that shows you that we've only been added to this property, which is something that people can
And we
do.
don't have user set, we don't have accounts access to admin. And when you're doing a like certain work, you need admin access to set people up.
Yeah, like creating the property. With the UA being sunset, it won't be as bad just for creating, but it's definitely, that's a bit of a no-no in our books, and Google doesn't recommend it either. Okay, we got search and social geeks. We're gonna go to the GA4.
Can you show that in the admin settings?
What? No,
Go
I'm showing something
on.
here.
Okay.
I'm showing that it fired, so we can tell that it actually got installed because there's been a user that's been to it. And so, yeah, we've got that installed. And then now we're going to go over to admin, bottom left-hand corner on the menu. And we are going to go at the property level. We are going to hit on the property settings. Make sure that that's where we can change the time zone reporting. And then we are going to go to data settings. Going to go to data collection. We are going to go to the user data collection acknowledgement. And this is us acknowledging that Google is going to accept the processing through Google Analytics. And we're going to affirmatively check that we do acknowledge that they're doing that. We are also going to go to the data retention. And like I said, its default is to 2 months. And we are going to select 14 months. And then we're going to hit save. And I believe that's all that we need for this. Just the quick setup. It's just basically extending out the time frame and then acknowledging the data collection. And so we are all good to go for this part.
Wait, so can you go back to the data collection? Oh, and you have to hit save and then click that get started button up top right.
For the Google Signals?
Yeah.
So this,
then-
and this one is for cross-device reporting and remarketing. And so we'll hit continue. So again, we're acknowledging that Google is going to track people across their devices and give us an enhanced demographics and interest reporting. And so we will click activate the bottom left-hand corner. And now that has been accepted as well. And you can see it's been turned on.
And all that blue hyperlink text, if you are interested, you can look at Google's advertising policy. You can see your My Activity. These are all places that honestly, that click around and get down. I find it interesting because you can see this is your activity, right? What Phelan's done. If you were signed in, you'd see what you've done and things like that. You want to make sure that when you do this, you have a privacy policy on your website. that is attached in the footer. If you do not have a privacy policy for your website, don't worry, we have one. We took it from Google, and we will share that out. It'll be inside the Kajabi class, and you can copy paste it, just put your own business information in there. Now, we are not lawyers, so just know this is the template we use, but it's always recommended that you use a lawyer or, read Google's documentation before you choose those things. We provide it to you because we know that privacy policies are a challenge, and we actually take the information right off Google. So, if you look at our privacy policy on our website, it's the exact same.